You walked into a room and felt it before you understood it. Not the furniture, not the color, not the layout. Something that made you slow down without knowing why. Made you want to stay, made you feel without a single word being spoken, that whoever lives here has figured something out. That's atmospheric. And it's the most underrated quality a home can have. Atmospheric isn't a style. It's not a trend. It's not something you buy. It's the feeling a space creates the moment you enter it, before your eyes have finished adjusting, before you've consciously registered a single detail. It's the difference between a room that looks good in photos and a room that makes you feel something in person. Last week, we talked about spontaneity, the courage to let your home surprise you. The week before that, intuition, learning to listen to what your space is already telling you. This week, we're going deeper than both because atmosphere is what happens when intuition and spontaneity are working together. It's the result. It's what all of this has been building towards. Because you live there. That sounds obvious. Think about how many hours you spend inside your home, waking up in it, winding down in it, making decisions in it, recovering from decisions in it. The atmosphere of that space is quietly shaping your mood, energy, and sense of self every single day. This isn't interior design philosophy. This is neuroscience. The spaces we inhabit affect our cortisol levels, creativity, sleep quality, and emotional resilience. A home that has no atmosphere has no feeling, no intention, no soul. Isn't neutral. It's a slow drain. Here's a number that should bother you. The average person spends 90% of their lives indoors. 90%. And most people have never once asked whether that space is actually working for them emotionally, physically, or spiritually. That question is what this episode is about. A home that is atmospheric, it gives back every single time you walk through the door. Let's talk about how to build one. Starting with the most misunderstood word in design, minimalism. When most people hear the word minimalism, they pictured cold, white, empty, a room that looks like it's been staged for sale and nobody actually lives there. Minimalism has a reputation problem, and it's been caused by people who confuse restraint with absence. Here's what I want you to think about instead. Apple. Apple is one of the most minimal brands on the planet. Clean lines, considered proportions, nothing unnecessary. And yet, walk into an Apple store and tell me it has no atmosphere. Tell me it has no character. Tell me it doesn't make you feel something. It does. Because Apple understands that minimalism isn't about removing everything. It's about keeping only what earns its place. Every element that remains becomes more powerful because of what was edited out. The space breathes, and in that breathing, there is enormous character. Minimalism can be playful. Minimalism can be provocative. Minimalism can be deeply, unexpectedly sensual. The moment you stop confusing it with sterile, it becomes one of the most atmospheric approaches to design. Here's one of my favorite things to do to any room, and it costs less than most people think. Color drenching. Not an accent wall. Not a pop of color on a pillow. I mean committing fully. Walls, ceiling, trim, all in the same hue. Completely immersive, completely intentional. When it's done right, color drenching transforms a room from a space you move through into a space you inhabit. The door frames, the moldings, the corners, still there, now wrapped in something that provokes emotion. Like someone meant this. Nobody talks about color as therapy. Think about a day of relentless decisions, noise, demands, the particular exhaustion of being needed by everything and everyone. Now, imagine coming home to a room drenched in a deep, enveloping burgundy. Warm, quiet, unapologetically rich. The color is not only striking, it holds you. It says you are safe here. You are loved here. You can stop now. That's not decoration. That's design doing what it's always meant to do. I made a video on clarity a while back about using your bathroom as an ally, because that's where we start and end every single day. The first room you enter in the morning sets the tone for everything that follows. The last room you're in at night determines how you close. Most people treat their bathrooms like utility rooms. I want you to treat it like a rich room. Think about the most memorable hotel bathroom you've ever experienced. The lighting that made you look your best. The texture of the towels, the scent in the air, the way everything felt considered. Like someone thought carefully about how you would feel in that room, not only what you would do in there. That experience is available to you at home. And here's how. Light it like you mean it. Overhead lighting in a bathroom is the enemy of atmosphere. It's harsh, it's unflattering, and it turns your most personal space into an operating room. Replace it or supplement it with warm sconces at eye level. Candlelight if you can. This is the single highest return investment in any bathroom. Introduce scent as architecture. Scent is the most direct pathway to emotion we have. A diffuser, a candle, fresh eucalyptus hung in the shower. These aren't luxuries. They're atmospheric tools. Choose a scent that belongs only to your bathroom, nowhere else in your home. Over time, your nervous system will associate it with rest, with transition, with the permission to excel. Bring in one material that feels extraordinary. A marble tray, a linen hand towel, a ceramic dish that holds nothing but looks beautiful holding nothing. One object of genuine quality elevates every ordinary object around it. You don't need to renovate. You need one thing that reminds you and your bathroom that you deserve more than functional. Edit ruthlessly. Display intentionally. The atmospheric bathroom has nothing on the counter that doesn't belong there. Products you use every day, beautiful containers thoughtfully arranged. Everything else lives behind a door. The counter is not a storage, it's the stage. What you place on it, it's the performance. Add something living, a single plant, a single vase of whatever is growing in your garden this week. Life in a bathroom, real growing, breathing life, changes the energy. of a room in a way no product can replicate. It signals this place is tended, that someone cares about it, that it is, in the truest sense, inhabited. Treat it like it matters because it does. Now, here's your 60-second exercise before we close. Tonight, walk into your bathroom. Stand in it for 60 seconds. Don't fix anything. Don't reach for a product. Just ask one question. Does this room know who you are? Write down your honest answer before you talk yourself out of it. That answer tells you exactly where to start. Drop it in the comments below. Next week, we're talking everything we talked about today and applying it to the hardest design challenge most people face. A small space that needs to feel big, personal, and completely alive. It might change how you see yours too. If you're not already subscribed, do it now so you don't miss it. And if today's episode resonated, forward it to anyone who cares about living harmoniously. They'll know exactly why you thought of them. Thank you for being here. See you next time.